Okay, are we ready to have some fun? What I did, I zoomed in the camera a little bit here. I've laid out all the pieces and parts that we need for this portion of the build on our paper here, and we're going to start to get going. The bag A, there's quite a few parts and pieces and miscellaneous items and whatnot in there. Only open the bags that you need. You don't want to get all the parts mixed up in there. There's some stuff that we're not going to use till later, so go ahead and open up just the bags that you need. I've gone along the side here and kind of laid out the pieces and the parts as they are on the sheet. The couple of things to watch out for here is to make sure that you are actually using the proper screw length. And these are the 3x18 flathead, which the flathead always has a bevel on it. And if you're not sure if it's the right size, go ahead and line it up right on the sheet, and it's a 1-to-1. Excuse me. Don't forget your bottle of liquid. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start off on the top here. And to do that, we're going to grab the AX31056. Okay, let's get into our time machine and go forward in time, backward in time, whatever. Okay, we are now building the front diff. When you're building the front diff and later on in the directions, when you're building the rear diff, you're going to see that there is a difference in the drive cup length. You're going to want to make sure that the longer drive cups go into the front diff and the shorter drive cup go into the rear axle. This is the drive cup here. I'm trying not to get my fingers all greasy. These are the drive cups, and the longer ones you're going to use when you build the front diff, and the shorter ones later on in the direction when you build the rear diff. Ha! Okay, so back through the time machine to where we were. Diff outdrive cup. They're all four the same, and you're going to go ahead and grab, I only got one out of the bag, but we're going to need two of them. So we'll get the second one out and put it on our sheet. The next thing as well, this is my video, so I'm going to pimp my product. We have the Axial Yeti XL bearing kit available at fasteddybearings.com. They're all rubber sealed as compared to some of them in the original kit that are not rubber sealed. And they're also a very, very good high quality bearing available at fasteddybearings.com. So we've taken two of the bearings that we need, which are the 8x16x5s, and we've taken them out of the resealable bag and sealed the rest back up for later. Okay, enough of pimping the product. Let's go ahead and get going here. We are going to start on the upper corner here, and we're going to follow right along with the directions. Go ahead and grab an outdrive. And we're going to use the 48 pitch 32 tooth gear. They are both the same, so you don't have to worry about which one you're grabbing. The picture here is a little deceiving, but this is the gear that you are looking for. We're going to take a fast eddy bearing and slip it over the end, and it's just a nice friction fit to go on. Make sure that it is fully seated. And then we're going to slip the outdrive through the hole and push it in just like so. You're going to notice on the inside that you can see the hole where we're going to put the pin through. And then also there's a recess right here where we're going to drop the little orange O-ring. Always, always, always lubricate an O-ring before you put it in. We're just going to use a little dab of diff fluid here. You don't need a lot, but you always want to pre-lubricate an O-ring before you put it in. It just helps it from tearing, and it helps it seat in properly. So just one little drop of lube on there will do. You can use shock fluid, you can use the diff fluid here, you can use, there's actually special fluid made just for that called green something. I forgot what it's called, it's by Associated, but it's called green something or another. Okay, so again we're going to put the outdrive through here. We're going to slip the O-ring gasket down, make sure it's properly seated. You can use your Allen wrench if you want to make sure it goes all the way in. Make sure you don't rip or tear that gasket. That's what it should look like. Now we're going to take the AX31-233, which is a very thin shim, and it's the larger of the shim. There's only two of those for this step, and we're going to slide it over, put it over the top. And the next thing we're going to do is slide in the little retainer pin here, which is the first part, which is AX3016D5. We're going to drop that in and push it through. You may have to push down a little bit on the washer to get it in. You want that in evenly, just like that. Anytime I put two pieces together, I always test fit to make sure that they're not binding. This is going to show you some resistance, but it should not bind and it should not be tight. You should be able to, with just a little resistance, turn it. I know this is going to fall off, but we're going to go ahead and put this on anyway. We're going to grab the larger spider gear, which is the 20-tooth spider gear, and that's the AX31057. And there's crosses on the back. We're going to line up one set of those crosses with the pin and drop it down onto the pin so it looks like this. Just remember that this probably will fall off, so watch how you hold it. And that's how this portion of the assembly looks. Moving on to the next step, we're basically going to do the same exact thing that we did here, except for we're going to do it on the inside of the diff cup. And the diff cup was located in the bag A. Can be a little bit difficult working down inside there, but have faith, we'll get it. Okay, again we're going to take the fast eddy bearing. Should be a friction fit right over the little nub there. Slide the outdrive through, and we're going to insert the little rubber O-ring, and this can get frustrating sometimes because it's such a long way down in there. I think actually what I'm going to do is to take out the outdrive, and I'm going to try to insert the O-ring first. Just easier to get my fingers in there and press it down into the little recess. See it down in there? I'm going to put my finger over that, put the outdrive in, and hope it doesn't come out. It's going to, so I'm going to use my little screwdriver here and hold it in, my little nut driver. There we go. Slide that in. Make sure that it is all the way down. Kind of hard to see in there, but that's the way it should look. Okay, just like the other one, we're going to now slide the larger shim over the outdrive. Make sure that it's fully seated down on the bottom. Okay, the fun part now is getting this pin in. If you look at the side of the diff cup, you're going to see a hole here. And what we're going to do is line up the hole in the outdrive with the hole in the cup so we can slide the pin through. So I'm just going to stick my Allen wrench through there and make sure that that's lined up properly. Take the Allen wrench out. And slide the pin through the hole. Magnetized tip on the screwdriver, go figure. Going to line that up. See if I can get it centered. Come on. It's being a pain. Try to use something non-magnetized to get that in. There we go. In and centered. And now I'm going to drop the spider gear down on top until it seats down. You'll know that it's seated when the drive cup is even with the top of the gear. Okay, now be careful because you don't want that to come off before the next step.